Hi guys, today we are going to learn about fraction operations with common denominators. So first let's start with adding fractions. Remember when you add fractions with common denominators, you're just adding across for the numerators, so you're just going to take 4 plus 6, which is 10, and then you're going to keep the same denominator. So we're not going to take 7 plus 7, we want to keep the same denominator as 7. Please remember though that we want you to simplify this. So this is an improper fraction. So we want to make it a mixed number here. All that we're going to do is divide. So 10 divided by 7 will give us 1. A remainder of 3, so the remainder goes in the numerator. And then once again you're going to keep the same denominator. So here we get an answer of 1 3/7. Now what if we threw in a negative? Okay, so now it's negative 4/7 plus a positive 6/7. Well, our integer operations rules still apply. So if we're adding a negative and a positive, we have opposite signs, which means that we actually want to subtract these. Okay, and you always want to subtract the bigger number here first. So really we are going to take 6/7 minus a 4/7. And then subtracting integers, same as adding, you're just going to subtract your numerators. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Keep the same denominator of 7. And then we need to go back to see, is our answer going to be positive or negative? Well, in this case, 6/7 and 4/7. The 6/7 is bigger than the 4/7, and it was positive, so we are going to leave our answer as a positive 2/7. Alright, and the last one down here is mixed numbers. Okay, so with mixed numbers, with adding and subtracting fractions, you don't have to change these into improper fractions. You can actually leave them as mixed numbers, but when we move on to multiplying and dividing, we will have to change these to improper. So if you just want to get used to it, you're more than welcome to do that, but with adding and subtracting, I think it's easier just to leave it like this. So we have a negative 2 and 4/7 plus a negative 1 and 6/7. So again, we have our integer rules. We're adding two negatives. So since they are the same sign, we are actually going to add these together. You are going to start with the fraction itself, so don't look at the whole numbers yet. So when we take 4/7 plus a 6/7, add your numerators, so 4 plus 6 is 10. Keep your same denominator of 7. And then we're going to take a negative 2 plus a negative 1. So negative 2 plus negative 1 is negative 3. Now once again, we want you to simplify, so we have an improper fraction right here. So just like we did up here, we already said that 10/7 was the same as 1 3/7. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to add on the 1 to the 3. Don't look at that negative sign yet. So 3 plus 1 is 4. And then 10/7 is 3/7 there, the 1 3/7. So I'm just going to move over the 3/7. And then now I can just attach my negative sign. So again, adding fractions with common denominators, your denominator will always stay the same. You're going to just add your numerators like normal, but if negatives do come into play, then you still have to use your integer rules for adding and subtracting negatives. Okay, now we are going to talk about subtracting fractions. So just like with adding, when you subtract fractions, your denominators will stay the same, and then you're just going to subtract like normal for your numerators. So here we're going to take 4/7 minus 6/7. So 4 minus 6, if I were to use my integer rules, I need to change subtraction to addition. and then I'm adding the opposite. So the opposite of a positive 6 is a negative 6. So now since we have different signs, we have a positive and a negative, that means that we need to subtract these numbers. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Is it going to be a positive 2 or a negative 2 though? Well, 6 is bigger than 4 and the 6 was negative, so I need to keep the negative sign. And then once again, just keep your same denominator. So our answer is negative 2/7. Alright, so now we have a mixed number involved with a negative. So same thing, when subtracting integers, subtracting fractions, whenever you have negatives involved, you always want to change your subtraction to addition and then add the opposite. So change subtraction to addition. And then once again, the opposite of a positive 6/7 is a negative 6/7. So now, when I'm looking, I'm adding two negatives. So since I'm adding two negatives, they are the same sign, so I am actually going to add these together. So start with the fraction part itself. Don't look at the 2 yet. And we'll go ahead and not look at that negative sign yet, because technically I can put a 1 out in front. Okay, sorry, you can't put a 1 there, but I'm going to show you guys how to change this into an improper fraction and how we can just add across and it will still be the same as what we did above. Okay, so let's go ahead and change 2 4/7 into a improper fraction. So again, multiply your denominator times your whole number. So 7 times 2 is 14. Add the numerator, which is 18. So then we will have a negative 18 over 7. And we're adding it to a negative 6/7. Alright, so again, adding two negatives, so we're just going to add like normal. So 18 plus 6 gives us 24. Or a negative 24 since they are the same signs there. And then keep the same denominator. And once again, we want you guys to reduce. Okay, so this is improper. It needs to be a mixed number now. So 24 divided by 7. 7 goes into 24 3 times. With a remainder of 3. And then keep the denominator of 7. Don't forget though too that it was a negative. So just go ahead and put the negative out in front of the 3. So we have negative 3 3/7. Alright, and the last one, I made sure to put a subtraction with borrowing problem on here because we do need to review that. So if you guys remember subtraction with borrowing, if you guys notice, we are just going to take 3 4/7 minus 2 6/7. Again though, you're going to start with the fractions itself. So if you were to take 4/7 minus 6/7, that will actually give us a negative answer. But since we have whole numbers, it's actually not going to be a negative here. So the way that 7th grade teachers taught this was you first are going to line these up vertically. So 3 4/7 minus 2 6/7. And then if this was a basic subtraction problem and you could not take this number minus this number, you're going to borrow from the 3. So I am going to borrow 1 from the 3, so 3 minus 1 gives me 2. And then I need to add 1 to 4/7. But if you guys remember, I'm not going to put a 1 out here. I have to add the whole number 1. So really we could say 4/7 plus 1, but when we add fractions we need common denominators. So I need to make sure that when I'm adding 1, I need to have a common denominator of 7. Now, what number on top would make this fraction into one whole? Hopefully you guys are saying 7, because do you guys agree that 7 divided by 7 is 1? So technically 7 over 7 equals 1, so we are adding 1 to 4/7. We borrowed 1 from the 3, and we're adding it to the 4/7. And once again, the only reason why we changed it to 7 over 7 is because this makes this addition fraction a lot easier to add. So now 4/7 plus 7/7 is 11/7. So now I can subtract these fractions. So 11/7 minus 6/7 is 5/7. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So I'm not going to put a 0 here. I'm just going to leave it as 5/7.